One Piece fans, good day and welcome back to our new video. As today's discussion we will be talking about the ranking of one of the geniuses character on One Piece. You know, it is not the raw strength of muscles are present on every anime, there is always one or more geniuses that are present, so before everything else, hit the subscribe button kindly. And another important notice. Most of the information that I will said is not coming from me, well, most of them, so let's get started. Sengoku, while being the fleet admiral, may not seem like the most scholarly position. It is a job that requires nothing less than a masterful strategist. Sengoku hasn't had a lot of time in the series to really show his stuff, but his most terrifying moments certainly weren't during his Buddha form. It was when he hanged in the back and led and informed his soldiers, moving them around in such a tactical manner that they would be able to give pause to even Whitebeard's crew. His sense of strategy didn't go unnoticed, as the pirates themselves acknowledged how slippery and conniving he could be just from the podium. An extraordinary master strategist with immense military experience, Sengoku is renowned for his tactical and strategic genius by Marines and pirates alike. He is mainly responsible for all the marine maneuvers deployed throughout the Whitebeard War at Marineford, such as forwarding a plan to all Marines that Portgas d'Ace was to be executed ahead of the official schedule, with the intention that the opposing pirate forces would intercept the message and lose their composure. He then conspired with Admiral Akainu in a plot to derail the alliance between Whitebeard's core divisions and the 41 independent New World pirate crews, assisting by directing a 20-strong pacifista division to target only the non-Whitebeard division pirates, and it was possible that the earlier transmissions regarding Ace's true parentage was not only an act of public justification, but also to demoralize those pirates who were undermined by the Roger pirates. With Akainu's persuasion, Sengoku's plan managed to drive one of those captains to attempt assassinating Whitebeard himself, and while the blow was not fatal, it did further debilitate Whitebeard's already hazardous condition. He operated his strategies while keeping close in mind the various powers of his greatest subordinates, especially the marine admirals. Raising Marineford siege walls in conjunction with Akainu's Ryusei Kaizen to rout the allied pirate forces and destroying Whitebeard's flagship, the Moby Dick, while protecting the brunt of the marine garrison from the damage. uniquerumble was a prodigy in every sense of the word. Becoming not only an archaeologist, but one familiar with a dead language is no easy feat, yet uniquerumble was able to accomplish both at a young age. This requires focus, patience, and a curious mind deserving of those who seek knowledge. However, that brain of hers is not going exclusively to reading a bunch of rocks. uniquerumble is also a clever and tactical girl who has managed to infiltrate various organizations, sneak her way into secret thresholds, and move her way through battlefields without even being noticed. With both book and street smarts, uniquerumble was a great get for the Straw Hats. She is working on the secret organization called Baroque Works. She acted as vice president, but not only that, remember the Water 7 arc where she is helping the CP0 to kill Iceberg. Ben Beckman hasn't really had a lot of screen time in the series, so his placement here is just based on pure speculation. However, he has been described in the series to have the highest IQ out of anyone in the East Blue. That rating includes Captain Kuro, a man infamous for always having 1,000 plans ready. Such intelligence must have played a huge part in him becoming Shanks' first mate and devising the very plans that helped make the red-haired pirates one of the most feared crews across the world. As first mate of the Red Hair Pirates, Beckman is the crew's second highest authority behind Shanks himself. He has a great deal of experience as the oldest of the crew's core members and is especially known for his great intellect, having the highest IQ of any character introduced in the East Blue Saga, above the master strategist Kuro's. Given his standing as an emperor's second in command, Beckman can be assumed to have significant combat prowess, though details on his abilities are not yet given. 12 years ago he single-handedly defeated Higuma's crew of mountain bandits, using only a cigarette and his rifle as a club. At the end of the Summit War of Marineford, Marine Admiral Kizaru chose not to engage with Beckman when the latter had him held at gunpoint, even though Kizaru had fought Marco earlier and even Whitebeard himself. Though given pause and putting his hands up in seeming surrender, Kizaru did shortly thereafter continue what Beckman sought to prevent him from doing, trying to assail Luffy, suggesting Kizaru had not truly been cowed by Beckman's presence. Demonstrating some stealth ability. When the Red Hair pirates arrived at Marineford to stop the war, Beckman was able to climb up and sit on a marine ship's mast to point his flintlock at a nearby Kizaru, a Kenban Shoku Haki user, without the latter noticing until Beckman made his presence known. Beckman carries a flintlock rifle with him, but he has yet to be seen firing it, instead having used it as a club on Higuma's men 12 years ago and as a threat against Kizaru. Tony Chopper may be a cute face and a brutal fighter, but his true value lies in his medical expertise. Chopper is only 15 years old, in human years, but already has the proper qualities of an expert doctor. This is likely due to his inherent studiousness and drive to help anyone and everyone. The prove that he has one of the high IQ character in One Piece, because he remember, and working out and making antibodies on quick instances, he trained under the revered Dr. Kariha, and has expanded his knowledge throughout his adventures, particularly during the time skip, and as Monkey D. Luffy's doctor. He's even devised a powerful drug that lets him use his Loja fruit to its highest qualities, mutating different parts of his body to their peak forms. Who needs awakening when Chopper has rumble balls? Frankie may look all muscle and pompadour, but his vibrant expressions and attitude only hide one of the most ambitious inventors and careful craftsmen in the entire world. Having trained on an island famous for its engineers, and under the shipwright that made Gold D. Rogers' ship, Frankie became an exceptional shipwright who could not only help fix any ship, but also build some powerful ones of his own. His best works involve the architect's dream, that is the Thousand Sunny, the various laser beams he's placed across his person, and the cyborg body that he gave himself, as well as the giant mech suit on top of that. As a mechanic or shipwright of crew, he spend most of the time experimenting on his room and make adjustment of their boat, and make his invention will be made without delay. Rum Island is renowned for being a doctor's paradise, having developed a long line of the world's leading medical professionals. Even living within a country with that much fame, Dr. Kariha still manages to stand at the cold top as one of, if not the best, doctors in the kingdom. He's a miraculous doctor who's managed to maintain a seemingly immortal disposition, can develop treatments at a snap, and can even read one's exact temperature with just a touch. Chopper may be a brilliant doctor, but he's still nowhere near as terrifyingly smart and skilled as the Sakura Kingdom's witch. Dr. Hogback may have been a thriller bark general at his best and a sniveling, stereotypical villain at this worst during his time, but it should never be underestimated what his role within the greater world was. According to Chopper, Dr. Hogback was a miracle surgeon who's famous for being able to cure and save any life at his disposal. Far from being an easy task for someone presumably human, this would make Hogback a marvel within even the real world. His work gets a little grainier yet even more intriguing during his time on Thriller Bark, as he was the key player in creating Gecko Mariah's zombie army. While Caesar Clown may have looked more like a comic relief during the latter end of his screen time, he is one of the One Piece world's most prominent, albeit controversial, scientific minds. Acting as even the second in command to Dr. Vegapunk, Caesar is a genius mind that even the world government acknowledges, but has now come to fear. This is mostly because of his obsessive career with creating biological weapons and tendency to experiment on even children. Such endeavors, however, have allowed him to develop some of the most dangerous drugs and weapons in the world, as well as turn regular humans into giants, something that even Vegapunk hasn't accomplished. Vince McJudge may be known as perhaps the most despicable villain of the whole Cake Island arc, but his great size and brutal legend only hide one of the most profound scientists in One Piece. It's easy to forget that the big guy waving around a spear was once the equal and partner to the world government's lead scientist, Dr. Vegapunk. He's personally responsible for turning his own kids into super soldiers, developing power suits that would make superheroes proud, cloning a whole army within his lab, and running an entire country that sails across the sea. As it must be clear at this point, Dr. Vegapunk is probably the smartest and most influential scientist across all the blues. He is a brilliant invention whose exploits go as far back as childhood, designing futuristic robots within his own room. He helped discover the applications for sea stone, the metal-like material that negates devil fruit abilities and is used by marine ships to traverse the calm belt. He played a key role in learning about devil fruits, going as far as to invent a way to imbue weapons with devil fruit abilities. He even invented the pacifistas, a terrifying cyborg force that is not only equipped with incredible strength and a computing mind, but also harnesses the strength of Bartholomew Kuma and the laser beams of Admiral Kizaru. He has yet to be revealed in the series, but his first appearance is already building up to be a special one. Although some of your favorite character didn't make our top 10 list, but they still consider one character geniuses on One Piece, but sadly did not make it to the top. But before you leave, hit that subscribe button and give a like to the video, as well it will become my sentimental value.